everybody, and welcome back to the channel, Blacktop Diaries. My voice is doing much better now that I'm over the head cold or whatever it is that I had. Oh, what the hell was that? Shit's always flying off these orchard trucks. Yep, just worked. I was sick the past couple of days, but today I'm feeling much better, so I came into work today. I am fortunate to have a job that I earn quite a bit of sick leave and annual leave, normal vacation days. So it's never really a problem if I have to take a few days and recoup and rest. Very fortunate in that way. So yeah, I told myself that I wasn't gonna get political when it came to this channel. It can be a very polarizing subject, but I do work for the federal government. I'm a U.S. Army civilian working at a power plant here in Bridgeport, Washington. But so far, the only thing that has doged us is our travel, so nothing else is really affecting us that much. Just can't travel for work anymore, which is fine. But that's okay. Yeah, so we had a kind of a tough day of troubleshooting at the power plant. Some equipment is down and trying to figure out why and how to get it back online, and made the fun comment of, see, we got a guy that I work with who used to have a bike and doesn't have his bike anymore. Sold it, bought a boat, and told him, see, this is why you gotta have a Harley, because, or you know, anyway, again, I like all motorcycles, I like them all, but I told him, this is why you gotta have a motorcycle, man. So that way, if you have a shitty day at work, at least at the end of it, you can ride a motorcycle home. What more do you want? He agreed. I think he's gonna go buy one. Today was a rough one. Uncle Rob and I beating our heads up against a control panel, trying to figure stuff out. But we're just the apprentices, so we're still learning. We are year 2 out of year 4. We have a 4-year training program. We are about halfway. July will be halfway point. Getting a pretty big raise in July, so that'll be nice. Never gets old, man. I love this part. Look at that. Gorgeous. I don't know, man. There's something about that, I think. Riding motorcycles. I'm not religious by any stretch of the imagination. But I think that if I had to be religious, motorcycles would definitely be the thing that I'm most spiritual about. I was talking with some of my buddies at work today. I've been on motorcycles since I could crawl. Me and my brother Richard were always on dirt bikes, and I remember when I was 16 I got my motorcycle license. Roughly around the same time as my driver's license, and I remember riding to school on a motorcycle. You would think it would have made me popular, but nope. But either way, always on motorcycles. Motorcycles have always been a very big part of my life. And my wife, bless her heart, man, she has very much been amazing when it comes to supporting my motorcycle addiction. I think I married the coolest one there is. She absolutely hates motorcycles. She can't stand them. Doesn't want to ride on them with me, and I understand that. I respect that, but she has never told me, no, you can't go ride your motorcycle. you know, if there's a ride I want to go on, or if there's a day that we're not doing anything, and I'll just tell her, hey, I want to go ride my motorcycle. I want to go on a little day trip. She has never been not supportive of it, and I am very, very lucky, very blessed to be married to someone like that, because she could very easily just not understand how a motorcycle makes me feel, how it is my stress relief, my hobby. She could just not be okay with it, but she always is, and she always has been. Shout out to Jen Bob. Every once in a while she'll look at my videos and go, how fast are you going? Don't worry about it. Just kidding. I don't know. I think I'm 35. I'm turning 36. I was definitely raised in the 90s. And I think all 90s kids have a predisposition to not want to be behind trucks. You know, Final Destination shit, logs flying at your head, coming at you. No one wants that. I don't know. I could use that as an excuse of why I pass people, but really, I just, motorcycle, friend. But really, I just like the way my bike sounds. Like this. You know, and they say, if you're a motorcyclist, it's not a question of if you drop your bike, it's a question of when you drop your bike. Well, I've already done all that, so I got it all out of my system early. Yeah, I had a topic that I was thinking I wanted to talk about, but now I can't remember what it is. Which is probably fine. I think the videos are better if it just kind of comes off natural, like rolling out of my brain. I think my neck bearings are good. Oh yeah, that's a that's a funny story. So Uncle Rob and I, when we went to Sturgis in 2019, he's on a Road Glide, and I was on a 2019 or 2018 Softail lowrider. And this guy, man, he could just kind of sit back and enjoy the ride, listen to his music. He had cruise control and the whole works, man. I had none of that. My arm was like this for 19 hours because we left to Eastern Washington at like 6 in the morning or whatever, and we didn't get to Sturgis, South Dakota until 3 o'clock in the morning the next day. So, I mean, we did the Iron Butt, 1,040 miles, but it took us 19, 20 hours, something like that. It's crazy. Good times though, good memories. And that's another reason why everyone should have a motorcycle. You never see someone frowning, you know? It always puts me in a good mood. The memories alone, man, they're wonderful. Is this my boss? I think this might be my boss. I can't tell. My boss drives a Ford Maverick, and I can't tell if this is him or not. Perfect weather. I think it's like, what, 60, fucking 71 here for riding. Yeah, so the channel's growing. Got almost 20 subscribers now, so I think that's pretty cool. If you guys do like the videos, feel free to drop suggestions of either music that you guys, styles of music that you guys want to hear. Can't really upload music from my Apple library. Apple is very good at protecting their product from being able to be freely listened to on YouTube. YouTube also yells at me if there's too much branded music playing. Unless you can hear it over the radio, but not at highway speeds. But yeah, drop suggestions in the comments below if you want to hear a certain genre of music over my videos, or want to ask me questions. Got some other motorcycle moto vloggers messaging me on YouTube on my videos, so that's pretty cool. My whole idea behind this channel was just to post cool rides and stuff like that, and it's kind of slowly changing in little ways here and there. I'm just having fun with it. Is this Corey? This might be Corey. Corey's a mechanic at work. He taught me basics of welding. That was fun. Love that view, man. We'll miss this view when we move. Oh, yeah, speaking of comments on my YouTube channel, there is a guy messaged me on one of my videos. He's going to be opening up a Performance Harley shop in downtown Omak, Washington. So that's going to be pretty awesome. Be able to take your bikes down there and get them worked on. It'll be Harley only, which I think is cool. But yeah, I hope he gets a dyno. If he gets a dyno, I think that'd be awesome. Be able to take your bike down there and get a true reading of torque and horsepower. Get a printout, hang in your garage. Fun stuff like that. There was a guy in Sturgis who had a dyno in a trailer, and he would charge like $100 a pop. You'd wheel your bike into it real quick. He'd dyno it through like 4 or 5 gears, give you a printout, $100. That guy was making money hand over fist. Because I think the motorcycle culture, it has this weird ebb and flow. It's a circle, you know, where it'll go from performance built, like purpose built motorcycles, then more style, then purpose built, then style. It kind of goes back and forth. Like when my dad was growing up in San Diego, California, it was all about style. The more customization, the more radical, the rake in your neck on your forks, how low you could get the bike, how much stock parts you could chop off that thing. And then it slowly turned into these MCs coming home from Vietnam and of racing bikes, and then guys got back into racing motorcycles, and then that motorcycle culture followed into performance, and then you had the AMF years of Harley, but we don't talk about that. Then you had the competition, and a great selling point, I think, between the different motorcycle manufacturers is horsepower, 0 to 60, fuel mileage. Well, that's more of a recent thing, but I think the performance aspect of how fast your bike can get from A to B became a really big selling point, a way to edge over your competitor. So I think now we're in what I think is, and I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this, but I think we are in a golden age of motorcycle culture. I think we had the first golden age, which was the 1950s and 60s motorcycle club world. And then drugs became a huge part of it, and crime, and then that just all went to shit. And now I think we're coming back. I think motorcycle culture as a whole is coming back to a healthy mix of styling and performance, with the whole performance bagger thing. But performance baggers have, you know, we had the OCC days, Orange County choppers, West Coast choppers, you know, how custom and sleek and futuristic you can make your bike look. And that turned into performance again. Now we're into all the YouTubers and motovloggers, and like you have Blockhead, you have oh shit, I shouldn't have gone down this road, I'm gonna forget so many. Shade Tree Surgeon, he's into the more, you know, rough and tumble biker guys. I don't know how to say that properly. He's more rough around the edges. That's a good way of saying it. But Cruci Originals, you got this guy, you know, stunters. And stunters like torque. Stunters like horsepower. You have the, there's those, Rob's gonna hit me in the face if I can't think of these dudes. It's a whole crew of motorcyclists, and that's all they do is stunt them, and they got really cool paint jobs. They do stunt shows. Either way. So I think we're in the golden age, the second golden age of motorcycle culture, and it's awesome. You know, if Harley can figure out who they want to be their next CEO, and hopefully he likes motorcycles more than he likes the bottom line. I understand that all businesses have to make money and make a profit, but it would just be really cool to me, I think, if the next Harley CEO truly loved Harley for what it is, what it has been, and what it could be. I don't know, that's just me. There was that time period when Harley sales were struggling, and then the show Sons of Anarchy came out. Everyone and their mom wanted a blacked out Dyna, and I think Harley sold more bikes than they ever have after Sons of Anarchy came out. I don't know, maybe that could help Harley sales. The Mayans didn't do as good. By the way, Mayans, amazing TV show. If you haven't caught it, or if you haven't watched it, if you're a fan of Sons of Anarchy, I don't know what you're doing if you haven't watched the Mayans yet. Absolutely amazing, especially if you like Heritage Softails. Holy shit, the bikes in that show were amazing. Fishtail exhaust and huge apes, all the chrome. Yeah, where was I going with that? Yeah, so if they started making more motorcycle movies, I know The Bike Riders just came out. That didn't do too well in theaters, which I was surprised, because I went on opening night. I was excited about that movie. Tom Hardy, Austin Butler, the first golden age of motorcycle clubs. That movie kind of goes into kind of what I was talking about. But yeah, I think if they came out with the second iteration of Sons of Anarchy, maybe continue the storyline between them and the Mayans, I think it would sell Harleys, man. People are very much shaped by pop culture, you know. I mean, it could only help. Yeah, that's my thoughts on the motorcycle world right now. I think it has the potential to be bigger than it ever has been, and I think with the way the world is, I think YouTube has gotten a lot of people into motorcycles because they see videos like this where people are riding bikes, and it gives you a direct point of view of what it's like to be on a motorcycle, and it garners interest, you know. And people want to have a bike of their own to be able to go on adventures and overnighters and motorcycle rallies and stuff like that. So yeah, never before has so much information been so readily available to so many people. It's crazy to think about, and it's all thanks to the internet, YouTube. It's crazy. Yeah. So that's a short little ride from Bridgeport, Washington to Okanagan, Washington, where I live for now. Ooh, motorcycle. Motorcycle friends. Yeah, so if you guys like what you're seeing, like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff. If you guys have anything that you want, I don't know why you would, but maybe if you had something you want me to talk about, or if you had opinions on the videos, if you like them, if you don't like them, you're not going to hurt my feelings, you're not going to offend me. Criticize all you want. Anything to make the channel better and more smooth. I think I'm getting more comfortable talking into a camera. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you when I see you.